Howdy hackers, and welcome to another episode of FairLight TV. I have 3 new things for you this week, so it will be an episode of a bit odds and sods that I have collected for you. So 3 new things that you don't want to miss. Over to Before we start with everything else, then I would like to say that we have now passed 550,000 views. We have more than 6,000 subscribers to the channel. That means so much. But I would like to highlight a few of the people that mean especially much because they are subscribers to the channels or they've sent thanks, monetary thanks to the channel. Thank you so much for your kind contribution, and Torsten, please show some sort of panel where we highlight them. Here. Thank you guys. So the program I would like to show you today is Remaster by Daryl Kranz. A disk, when you format it, formatting means sort of putting up little containers that you can pour data into so that the disk operation system inside the disk drive has the containers that it needs to pour data into. But when you make a copy of that into a bigger machine, you get a D64, and that is just copying the content of those DOS containers. It's not copying the containers themselves, so there is a header and a trailer and information around the actual bucket, building up sort of the structure of the buckets where DOS puts its information. So you have nib and you have G64 being two of the formats that you can use for the purpose of that. So when you're using porting programs, reading disk on the lowest level, they tend to produce a file of nib. I think nibz is just nib, but it's zipped afterwards. So it's a lot smaller, but it contains all the data that an original nib file would have. A number of protections on the C64 are very difficult to read. That was the entire purpose of them. So the protection is an intentional flaw in the structure of the disk that is meant to be very difficult to reproduce. But if you know, if you can analyze the format in a program such as Remaster, Remaster can re-implement the protection the way it's supposed to be. It can recreate the problem with the disk format. So normally I would encourage you to play the cracked versions because there are typical advantages of that. But if you would like to play an original that really works, the original issue that is part of the copy protection must be intact. And Remaster is reintroducing those to disks where they have been read, but where the disk error that forms an integral part of the protection does not work properly. I'm not going to make a video on describing on how to do that. I'm just going to show you how to use the program properly here. So you take a nib file. This is Pirates. And so here you can see the actual distribution of data on the disk. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. And then you can have a number of information views. Yeah, normal disk directories. The only thing that's weird is that this block map is seriously slow. I have no idea why that is. All right. So one of the things you can do is first, if you have the original file and then you allow the program to export it, but you can also make the adjust CBM track and then true 300 rounds per minute cap you can tick those and make another version and see if that helps fixing if you have an original or an original copy that doesn't work. So do fiddle with those and then press export and see if that version works inside your emulator. I should say that the issue with C64 disk is basically, oh yeah, you have this little hole here. The C64 disk drive, let's say the 1541 as an example here, they do not take that little hole into account. If you take a PC, track 0 and then sector 0. Sector 0 starts at like 12 o'clock. Let's say next to this hole. On the C64, it starts on a random location on a track. So the sectors are laid out in order, but they can start anywhere on the revolution of the disk. There is no syncing of this hole, and it has no mechanism for syncing that hole either. So one of the protection methods available is that they have a sync on one of the tracks, and then they move the head to another track and then read the actual data from there. That cannot be reproduced because the hardware does not sort of support writing that. It supports reading it fine, but if you have a mastering equipment that is able to write them on a precise location on the disk, that is one of the typical kinds of protection you can introduce. So adjusting the CBM track, I think that one sort of starts all the sectors to like 12 o'clock. Not really sure what it does. Read the manual, use the program. It looks really nice, and I've seen a few videos of it in operation, and it's actually doing a good job on those instances I have seen. But again, do test it. Take your broken nib files and see if you can generate properly working G64 files out of them with remaster 1.1. There will be a link in the description for this. So Daryl, super work. So what is this? This is a program that has been 10 years in the making. This is CCS64 310. So 2015 we got 3.9 and now we got 3.10. So Per-Håkan Sundell indicated in an interview with him that he will make a new version. And here it is. It just came a few days ago when I'm recording this. So if you would like to pick up one of the really classical emulators, do pick up CCS64, and there will be a link in the description, of course, to this one. I have tried to examine the documentation of it, and to be honest, I cannot find what has been updated. There is no logging of what the changes are. I think I have found that there is now a 32-bit version and a 64-bit version. And if you're running a 64-bit version of an OS, it's of course great to have a 64-bit version of the emulator as well. That should run a bit faster on your machine. So I guess that is sort of it. It's a super competent emulator. I'd say it was one of the really first with cycle precise emulation. It could do most of the VIC tricks available at the time, and I don't know if newer VIC tricks would be pushing the boundaries, so it wouldn't work anymore. I haven't tried any demos on it yet, but feel free to comment if you find stuff that doesn't work in this emulator. It would be good to know, and possibly pass the message to Per-Håkan Sundell so he could fix those little things. So CCS64, one of the really cool emulators. Yeah, test it. Hi, I'm at the Summerhouse, and there are things we need to add to this video, so it had to be without the normal gear. I had a chat with Per-Håkan Sundell about CCS64. I indicated that I didn't find any real news, and this was quite wrong. It's a major upgrade. One of the key things that is new is the fact that it now sort of stores the history. So you can rewind back to previous state of the machine, basically as you can do in C64 debugger or retro debugger. And there is also this, I think it's CW, a command which is basically the same as CHIS in Vice, so CPU history. I'm not sure what the CW is short for, but yeah, so that is sort of the history. So CCS64 310 is a major upgrade, just so you know it. So the last thing for this episode is the C64 Polish pixels in video games. It's a book. It hasn't been produced in a physical copy, but so it's a digital download. It's available in two kind of variants. One would be a digital download of pages, and the other is, yeah, I don't know what you call it, when you flip it open so you can see two pages at the same time. So Polish Graphision providing graphics for games on the C64. My ambition here is not to go through the entire book, of course, but I would just scroll through a few of the pages here. Yeah. The name, so Zephyr is the guy that did this, and he's here thanking a number of, no, these are comments from a few of the Polish sceners on what the demo scene is for them. A number of pictures from Polish parties, so this would be a key part of the Polish C64 demo elite. And here you have another one. This is more modern. This is from 2022. Okay, the games handled in the book would be those, and then you have a few stories. I would say they were sort of interviews with a number of key players in the C64 graphics scene in Poland. Yeah, super good. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I really would like to have this as a physical book, because as well as I like digital copies, I really like my books. Having this as a coffee table book would be excellent. So you can download this from itch.io. There will be a link in the description. And when you download, there is an option to put a sum of money in. And don't be a smart ass and download this without contributing money. Because if you are contributing, then that means that you could actually improve the chance of a physical copy eventually turning up. Because then the producer here would have possibly the financial means to actually go ahead and secure printing. Because there will be a minimum fee he needs to have available when ordering that. So do not be an asshole and just leech this without paying. Do contribute to the producer so that we will have a physical copy of this. And read it. It's great. It's a cool contribution to our community. Having somebody doing books, it's absolutely awesome. That was everything I had for today. Do enjoy the book. Do enjoy Remaster. Do enjoy CCS64. They are worthy of your time. Bye-bye.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
FairLight.